Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, March 20th. Welcome to This Day. Now, given our current circumstances, we are operating a little bit differently today. So I wanted to start out by giving you some resources that you can find online that will help you to learn more about what's happening today. So we have the Orange County Health Department is asking you to go to ochealthinfo.com/novel coronavirus. And then there's a brand new website that the state of California has come out with, which is dedicated just to COVID-19. You can go to covid19.ca.gov. And then, of course, you can use our lagunawoodsvillage.com website, where you can go to the center button and you can click on the coronavirus update, and we will have additional information for you there. You can go to the health referral line at 800-564-8448, Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 p.m., and they will be able to give you additional information. Let's go ahead and take a look at our weather today. Friday, 62-51. It is sunny out there. We do have some scattered clouds. Saturday, 67-51. It's going to be mild but sunny, so that's a good thing. 70-53 on Sunday, also going to be sunny, maybe some evening clouds. Then, of course, by Monday, we may have some scattered rain, 61-53, and then Tuesday, also scattered rain. So when you look out there, you can see how gorgeous those mountains are. So we got a deluge of snow from yesterday's storm. And so if you do decide to go up there, go by yourself or with your family, and you can enjoy the snow. In any case, we will be right back. We will have Jeff Parker with us to give us an update on what's going on in our village. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
To help stop the coronavirus, the CDC recommends to avoid contact with people who are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue, then throw the tissue in the trash. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces. Stay home when you are sick, except to get medical care. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. For more information, contact the CDC. A message from Village Management Services.
As a professional licensed realtor, you have worked countless hours to ensure your reputation is the best. Your clients know they can trust your judgment, that you'll be around when they need you, and that you will deliver what you promise. In escrow, one company has set that same standard for excellence. Escrow Options Group offers more than just outstanding escrow services. White glove concierge services, wire and fraud protection, custom estimates, and more at no extra charge. Choose the company that mirrors your professionalism. Escrow Options Group. Experience a better option of escrow services.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Welcome back. Well, we have Jeff Parker here, who's going to talk a little bit about some of the things that are going on in our community. Now, there has been some confusion regarding gate access and, the employees and things like that can help you today. So, hi, welcome. Thanks for joining us. So, obviously, there's been a bit of confusion with the gate access. I know we closed a few gates here and there, so maybe you can shed some light on why and which ones they have accessibility.
I'm going to walk back to last night. Governor Newsom came on television throughout California and radio, and if anybody heard it on the internet. And what the governor did was they basically did an executive order which basically is telling people to stay in place, stay home. This was not what we had in place 2 days ago. We talked about that when I was previously on the show, that businesses could act as usual. But now with the new order by the governor, everybody that is non-essential, and those non-essential is basically programs that are, the essential ones are programs that the federal government is saying health and safety are critical to the operations. They stay in place. but non-essential needs to stop, and that includes businesses that are non-essential. And with that, we were preparing for that, and we had a feeling that that was coming. So a couple things that we activated and are started activating today, and that is some gate closures. And the reason for the gate closures is twofold. One, to restrict the access of individuals coming into the village that we wanted to control and make sure that that wasn't occurring unless it was a necessity. Secondly, for those that probably know the village really well, a lot of our ambassadors that work the gates are the people that are at most high risk, 65 and older, or may have a prevailing issue with regards to their health. So we have had a number of those individuals appropriately ask that they not have to come to work or that they can't come to work. And so we're, again, following the order, want them to stay home. If they feel comfortable staying home, that's what they should do. In the meantime, in order to manage that facility then, we decided to close some gates. And I mentioned yesterday that those closing gates are 3, 6, 8, and 9.
Yes.
And we are taking that process right now. It's in effect. And then the other gates will stay open, and we will have additional full-time staff that we are augmenting with our part-time staff to make sure that all of the gates are manned appropriately and that we efficiently handle the traffic that will be coming in.
Right.
The other thing I wanted to mention about that is that we're setting up a program, and we'll be implementing this next week to get individuals that don't have the RFID to get that RFID, because it's going to make it a lot easier if you have to go to the doctor, or if you have to go to the pharmacy or the grocery store to get in and out of that gate without having to come up and talk to one of the gate ambassadors. So we'll be working and following that out. We may ask you to come to the community center, but we're talking about a program where we'll go out to you and get that sticker on your car.
So when they come through the gate then, and if that particular individual does not have the RFID, then you will ask them to follow certain instructions, right?
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
perfect. Social services, I know there's been several questions about social services and Meal on Wheels. Is that still going on? Give us an update on that.
It is. So Meals on Wheels, we contacted them, and they're still in operation. They're going to continue in operation. What we were told is that they're not going to add additional people to their list because their capacity kind of is at that full level, but they are going to continue operation as is. With regards to our social services department, we indicated that we were expanding their hours Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. so that we could have more outreach, or individuals could call in if they have any questions or if they needed to talk to someone about information. We're trying to gather as much information as we can for individuals on where they can go shop, what their needs are. We'll get that information on our website as much as we can, and then social services will have that information as well.
So social services then is still somewhat business as usual, working with the same resources that they've always been working with.
Same resources, we just expanded the hours, and the reason we did that in part was, again, we wanted to make sure that our staff had the flexibility of staying home as well. And obviously, we now know that the schools are closed, and so we have a number of individuals who are facing the challenge of, what do I do with my kids home? So we stretched out that. It's worked so far, worked pretty well this week, and so we'll continue to do that as long as we can.
You know, one thing I think is interesting is, you know, some of the restaurants are still doing delivery and takeout. So we have a restaurant, Restaurant 19. So what is happening there? Are they still doing deliveries?
We talked to Tony there at the restaurant, and we asked him if he would be encouraged to do that. He put a menu together, and so he will be doing deliveries. It won't be takeout where you can go there. It will be just a delivery only. And we have the hours that he's going to be going through the gate. I think that is 11 to 1, and then from 5 to 8 in the evening. So those will be the 2 times where he's going to send out his vehicles and deliver meals if you want to order from Tony at Clubhouse 19.
So let's talk about, you know, if somebody had an appointment with a contractor to come into the home, and I know that that's probably not happening, but what if somebody has forgotten? What do they need to do?
Well, if they can call Resident Services, we'll help them and walk them through that, but they need to contact those contractors. If it's a non-essential service, then they shouldn't be having that activity at this point in time.
Okay, great. And then transportation, has it pretty much shut down?
It's slowed down, but we're going to continue. Transportation is one of those essential services that the government's talked about, so we're going to keep that in operation, as well as our landscaping operation. And I want to talk about the landscaping a little bit, but to transportation, Clearly, the number of people that are riding is down, but we want to ensure. So what we did was we eliminated the afternoon, what we call the evening lift program. We put that on hold. And basically, so we'll operate from 9 to 5 with our structured bus service, Monday through Friday. And then also 8 to 9 in the morning, we still are in contract with Lyft. So some people get up a little earlier, get going, they go over to the grocery store. Because our fixed route started at 9, we didn't want to change that schedule and confuse people anymore. So 9 to 5, fixed schedule, Monday through Friday. And then Lyft in the morning from 8 to 9, and then we postpone right now the evening from 5 to 10 activities. So we hope that people using the transportation, need transportation, can use it from 9 to 5.
Right.
That's the fixed route system, and if there is the 1 or 2 that need it, the 8 to 9 will cover that.
Okay, great.
Then on to landscaping. We think that landscaping is an essential service for a couple of reasons. We have a lot of trees in the community, and we have a lot of shrubs and hillsides, and we need to protect those with regards to Orange County Fire Authority saying it's a fire risk. So we think that's an essential service that will continue. If we're told at some point in time that that's not considered an essential service and we can't go any further in that, then we'll work with our contractors on that.
Okay.
But with regards to our mowing operation, whenever it's dry and not when it's raining, we're going to continue to keep the village as nice and looking as we can, because we think that's an essential service for value and economics for the village.
Right. Well, also safety too. I mean, if you have a brush or you have a tree that hasn't been trimmed, something could fall.
It's absolutely correct.
Right.
The other part of that operation, which is handled by a different crew, but is our golf course. As I indicated, we're closing the golf course down, but again, we'll continue a skeleton crew to maintain that and so that it doesn't get out of control.
Absolutely. Garden centers. So I know you said that the garden centers were staying open. Is that still the case?
We're allowing that to stay open, although that's one that we're evaluating right now under the order. We want to see if we can still do that, because what the governor has still indicated, and everybody has, it's still great if you can get out with social distancing and get some fresh air.
Good.
And so if we can keep the right social distancing out there, we're going to have to evaluate that under this new order, though.
Okay, and then to talk about getting outside, I mean, obviously, if it's not raining, it's a very nice day out. You are encouraging people to go outside, but to do the social distancing.
Absolutely have to do that. Under this new order, basically, people are stay in place is the order now. But I think to get some fresh air, if they can do that in that environment, then they should do that in that environment.
Okay, and then meetings. I know you've been having lots of meetings, however, not with everybody in the same room. Will the meetings go forward possibly next week, or we really won't know until Monday?
When we're looking at all of our meetings through the rest of the month have been canceled or postponed.
Okay.
And starting in April, we're going to have virtual meetings or teleconference meetings with all of our activities starting in April.
Okay.
I think our first board meeting is VMS has a closed session, and then GRF follows right behind that. Both of those activities will be done by our members calling in or electronically by email, commenting on the agendas, and then the board will be at home using video conference capabilities that we've established in this.
Okay. All right. Well, you give us great updates. What else? Is there anything else that you'd like to tell us about?
Well, I just, to our residents out there, be safe, follow these orders. It's real important. Obviously, this virus issue is very serious, and we want our community to thrive. And we believe, and I think the governor and the president and all of the health officials really understand that the importance of this now. They've jumped on this to say, stay at home, be safe, don't let this thing spread, because the more it spreads, the more impact it has on our health system. And I think that's really the greatest risk right now, is if the health system, i.e. hospitals, get overwhelmed, that's going to exaggerate this virus's activity out there.
Well, and that's a really good point, because what they're saying is that if it does become overwhelmed, then people who normally would be going to the hospital for other things may not be able to get in. So,
Correct.
So very good point. All right. Well, thank you very much. We'll look forward to the next update.
Thank you, Lisa.
All right. And remember that all of the information that we've given you here will be available on the website, and you can go to the LagunaWoodsVillage.com website and make sure you click on that one button right in the middle that says the coronavirus update, and all the information will be there. We'll be right back with some president's messages.
Hello, everyone. I come before you today with praise for each of you showing such willingness to help our village community tackle and defeat the coronavirus. We are meeting this challenge head on, and we will overcome it. Throughout our lifetimes, all of us have been through a lot, and we know how to cope with difficult situations. Let us once again engage our coping skills with a positive attitude to show determination and flexibility as we face this situation. We are united and convinced that we can surmount this obstacle. We will not allow it to overtake us. As we go from day to day, be aware that the presidents of GRF, United, Third Mutual, the Towers, and the VMS board are working closely together to monitor this situation and take the appropriate actions. Also be assured that the GRF United, Third Mutual, and the Towers are working closely with our CEO and staff. Our CEO and staff are working 24/7 and developing plans to ensure our safety and well-being during these times. They are in close contact with many state and local agencies and are passing along all the information they receive to us from these agencies. We need to remain committed to containing the spread of the coronavirus, even though it imposes some restrictions on us. However, we do have some freedom of movement to purchase necessary food items and hygiene products from outside the village. This is a good time to encourage other residents by talking with them outdoors, of course, keeping the required distance. Additionally, while we are asked to stay in our units, we can play some games, practice a hobby, clean out our closets, sort through old files, call loved ones, encourage other residents, search the internet for items of interest, read some books, maybe download a tutorial for learning another language, or even do our taxes. Walking gets us into the open air and lets us see new scenery. There are many things we can find to do to remain active. Undoubtedly, there will be more information given to us and actions we will need to follow from the U.S. government, the Center for Disease Control, State Governor's Office, and the Orange County Health Care Agency. The Third Mutual Board and our staff will ensure you are kept up to date on the latest information and developments that affect you. We are an active senior community, but also a community at risk. Let us therefore take all the precautions necessary to care for ourselves and remain healthy. I know you will do your part voluntarily to help our community contain and defeat the coronavirus. We will come through this challenge stronger and more committed to maintaining our way of life in the village than ever before. Thank you for showing such maturity of understanding and compliance with the actions you are asked to comply with. My wife and I moved here to be part of this diverse and active community. We consider each of you as part of our village family. This is our hope that we will thrive and once again regain our active lifestyle as before. For the latest updates, visit the LagunaWoodsVillage.com website and tune into Village Television. Thank you all and stay healthy.
Yesterday was a beautiful sunny day and I saw many happy people walking about and talking outside. I saw most of us being pretty good about the necessity of social distancing, but now our village is getting even more restrictive requirements coming from the government. This will entail even fewer group activities. I hope we all realize that COVID-19 is one of the greatest challenges that our country, and indeed the whole world, has faced this century. By now, we all know that it can be transmitted through airborne droplets when people sneeze or cough or surface contact. It's very contagious and very lethal in the older population. We are very concerned about our neighbors and want everyone to stay healthy. I know it's difficult to stay home when you've been active, but I'm sure we all have some closets that could use a bit of cleaning. I know I do. Village Television is trying to provide us as much information and entertainment as possible. Have you done the tree walks? If you are feeling overwhelmed by this situation, please call the Social Services Department from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. The number is 949-597-4267. There is too much information out there, and some of it's bad. Please stick to the basics. Let's remember to wash our hands with soap and water for 20 seconds. Cough into a tissue and discard it safely. Eat healthy and walk. I'd like to say we need to keep our physical distance to 6 feet and our social distance as close as possible. It's important that we reach out to our neighbors and make sure everybody has what they need and does not feel alone. This is a troubling time. Depression can lower one's immune system, and we all need to be family for each other. Please check on your neighbors, but keep your distance. Phone some of the people you've been meaning to call. Keep in touch with others. If you think this doesn't apply to you, think about your vulnerable neighbors. You have, and take the precautions. Staying home as much as possible, avoiding crowded spaces, even when we're healthy and symptom-free, is very important to our village and our country. Not only does it moderate the spread of the virus so that our hospitals have a better chance to help more people, but it also helps to reduce the risk of infection to us, the most vulnerable population. Our staff is monitoring and is well prepared for the emergency. VMS is working 24 hours to keep areas clean and to protect us. The board and staff are not medical professionals, but are taking every precaution we can to abide by the state and federal guidelines in order to slow the spread of the virus. For community updates, visit the LagunaWoodsVillage.com and tune into the Village Television. Thank you. Stay healthy.
I would like to extend a huge thank you to the VMS staff for their efforts to mitigate the coronavirus pandemic and keep our community safe. It is important that residents abide by state and federal guidelines to slow the spread of the virus to allow medical facilities not to be overwhelmed. Yesterday, the local health officer ordered that all public and private gatherings of any number of people, including at places of work occurring outside a single household or living unit, are prohibited until March 31st, 2020. For gatherings involving essential activities, it is important to maintain a 6-foot separation of social distancing between persons as recommended to the greatest extent possible. Essential activities in this community are grocery stores, certified farmers markets, farm and produce stands, supermarkets, food banks, convenience stores, and other establishments engaged in the retail sale of canned food, dry goods, fresh fruits and vegetables, pet supply, meats, fish, poultry, household consumer products, such as cleaning and personal care products. This includes stores that sell groceries and also sell other non-grocery products and products necessary to maintaining the safety, sanitation, and essential operation of residents. The boards and VMS are working 24/7 to monitor the situation and to answer residents' questions. Please send your questions to info@lagunawoodsvillage.com. The Social Services Department is available by phone from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. Call 949-597-4267. The Laguna Woods Village website is updated as there are new developments. The message on Village Television is updated regularly. Please refer to both of these sources for your information. Do not rely on social media. There is a lot of bad information on Nextdoor and other platforms. The Laguna Woods Village Mutuals, GRF, and VMS are not medical professionals. We will not be setting up medical facilities in the village. I encourage residents to get outside and walk. Watch the special movies being broadcasted on Village Television. This is a difficult and challenging time, and my heart goes out to the individuals who have been directly affected by the virus, and to all those who have been working tirelessly in responding to it. If you are over 65, do everything possible to stay inside. And if you have to leave the house, maintain 6 feet of distance and don't get coughed on. Remember, this is likely to be a short-term directive if the epidemic slows. So better safe than sorry. Be kind to each other and understand that what you do today may save someone else's life tomorrow.